Well, who would have guessed? Another art marker video. Let's review. So I was sent these markers by a company called Artistro. They sent them to me I don't know, like a month ago or so. I don't know, maybe it hasn't been that long, but they sent them, this isn't important. And they asked me to test them out and give them a review and give my honest opinion. And that's what I'm gonna do today. So these markers in particular are advertised as rock painting markers. I know that they can be used for other things. I know that they're not just rock painting markers, but they are mainly advertised as such. So I'm not one of those people that likes to paint rocks so much. I just don't know what to do. I don't know what to put on a rock, but I did have a pretty cool idea. So I am gonna be testing these on rocks, but it's not quite going to be a rock painting per se. We'll get there, I'll explain later. But first, I want to unbox these and I want to open them up and I want to swatch them just on regular paper just to see what they look like, so let's do that. So first, I think the packaging is super cute. The box is really sturdy, it has this cute little like handle, but I also really love the clasp that's in front. I think that's so cute, so adorable. So I'm seeing a lot of different colors. I'm seeing a couple just little spare nibs just in case. So we've got a lot of different colors here. They're labeled by number, which I'm sure to them means something, but I'm kind of slow, so it doesn't really mean a lot to me. These are fine point markers, multi-surfaces, quick drying, water-based, non-toxic, not for children under 3 years old. No. I just grabbed a random marker. Let's open this up. Very nice. I'm really excited to test these out. I'm going to do the thing where, you know, you have to like prep all the markers to get the paint flowing. So I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna kind of see if there's anything else in the box real quick. So as far as I can tell, the box didn't really come with anything else. It came with these little papers, just like instructions and like, you know, ads and stuff. So that's kind of it. It's mostly just the paint markers, which is what we're here for, so I don't really know why I sound like I'm expecting something else. So like I said earlier, Artistro did send me this box to test out for free. They also gave me an affiliate link to share with you guys. So what that means is it's a discount code for you guys to purchase not just this set of markers. They have a lot of different stuff on their website. They did give me a code for you to use. It's in my description below. It's AllieVineArt. If you use that code at checkout, you get 10% off of your purchase. And a portion of that purchase comes to me, so I make a little bit of money off of it. You're not paying any extra money for it. You're not getting charged anything extra just because it's an affiliate link. An affiliate link just means that I get a little bit of money for promoting their product. That's kind of it. If you're interested, that coupon code is in my description below. There'll be a link. There'll be a link with the coupon code. Okay, so I just finished swatching all of these, and can we talk about the fact that I tried to swatch the white Like right there, you can't even see it. Why am I dumb? Why did I do that? I'm gonna swatch it on some black paper in just a minute so I can actually see how well it works. But I'm just like so overwhelmed with the fact that I just tried to swatch it on white paper. Like, who does that? Anyways, I really wanted to talk about the color selection really quick before I swatch the white on some black paper. I really actually like this color palette. It's 30 different colors. I only actually swatched 29 because this set does come with 2 whites. I mean, I tried to swatch one of them because I'm dumb, but I found another one and I was like, I'm not gonna do that again. There's not a lot of like really dark colors, which might make what I'm gonna do with these markers a little difficult, but like we'll figure it out. I will point out that when you have to do, you know, like the pushy thing, when you have to get the ink flowing or the paint or whatever, it comes out really quickly. There were a few markers that came out like really fast, like paint everywhere, so you do have to be careful with that, but I feel like that's to be said with any paint marker. Like any of them can do that, so it's not like it's the company's fault or anything. I just figured I'd say that. I don't know. I actually really like that the nibs are smaller too. I feel like I have more control. That's why I did like all these little lines. I feel like it's gonna be easier to get some finer lines with the smaller tips. The coverage is really good. I like that there's a lot of fluorescent colors. I think that's kind of fun. There's even like a gold and a bronze color. The gold and the bronze, I definitely remember the paint coming out really quickly when I was like first getting them going. So yeah, that's just something you gotta be careful with. Oh, there's also silver. I don't know why I didn't see that. Listen, I'm mad at the fact that I didn't do this in order. I didn't even really think about it. I was just kind of grabbing some colors and I hate that I didn't do this in order. Whatever, it's fine. It'll be fine. I was gonna say that I was mad at the fact that there were no color names for this, but then I like looked at the box. So I forgot to show this in the beginning because I am unorganized and I never really know what's going on, but they do actually have colored names. So on the back of the box, it gives the color names. It kind of lists them as basic color names. There's not any, you know, fancy like specific names for these colors. They just keep it really simple, which I actually like. And they also have it like separated into, I guess you could say, categories. So like these ones are the primaries, these ones are the secondary colors, these are the tertiary colors. Like that's actually pretty cool that they break them up like that. Looking at this now, the color that I tried to swatch that didn't show up at all was this ivory color. I thought it was just like a little like a more cream color to white, but it's supposed to be ivory. So thus far, I'm really liking this set, just like with the basic usage that I've had. I know I just ended this series, but I really would say that they're very comparable to Posca pens. Like they are really, it almost kind of honestly felt like I was using a Posca marker. I'm not gonna lie. I really do wish that the markers had the color names on the marker themselves because they don't actually have the color name anywhere on here. I mean, they have the number, but they don't actually have the name anywhere. So if I could like just give one critique, it would be that. It would be just put the color name on here. But it's not the biggest deal, you know, it's just like if I had to say something, that's what it would be. Okay, I'm gonna swatch the white ones really quick. Well, I guess the white and the ivory, if we're being specific. I just pulled a piece of black drawing paper from a sketchbook that I have just to test these really quick. This one's the ivory. Okay. Apparently I never actually like got this one started because that was dry. It's a little patchy. That's what these look like on black paper, just so it shows up a little bit more. Okay, so now we know. So I guess I should explain what I'm doing real quick. Like I said in the beginning of the video, these markers are advertised heavily on being able to paint on rocks with them, which is cool. A lot of people like to do that. I'm not one of those people. I don't know what I would put on a rock. I don't know. So I had kind of a different idea of how I was going to approach this so that I could kind of incorporate their kind of branding advertising into my style. So here's the plan. Here we go. Listen. Rocks, okay? I bought some rocks. They were $3.99 from the Hobby Lobby. I thought it would be a cool idea if I got these little white rocks, right? And then I got this cute little frame, also at Hobby Lobby, and I thought, wouldn't it be cool to paint the rocks and then like stick them, you know, on here, like hot glue them or something on here to make like a mosaic painting thing? Like, wouldn't that be kind of fun? I think that would be fun. It's probably gonna be the most tedious thing I ever do, but I'm actually really excited about it. My only concern is that I'm not gonna have enough like paint in the marker to do this, because I'm gonna paint all these little rocks individually, like one color. Like each rock is gonna be a color. So I'm a little concerned about the amount of paint that I have in the markers. To be completely honest, I'm gonna use these markers. I'm gonna use these, and I'm actually gonna draw out some ideas of what I wanna do here, because I have to keep it simple and I have to keep it, I don't wanna say not colorful, but I have to keep my color options simple as well. Like the drawing needs to be simple, the color options need to be simple, everything needs to be simple about it, because even though I have 30 markers, there are some colors that I would throw in there that are not in here. Yeah, so I'm gonna need to come up with some ideas about what I'm gonna do. So I guess we'll get to doing that. Hello, hi, how are you? Welcome to the voiceover. So it didn't take me very long to choose a theme. I immediately thought ocean theme, overhead view of the ocean. That would look great as a rock mosaic. So I started off by coloring each individual rock with a different shade of blue. I tried to tape them down to my desk to keep them from moving so much, but it didn't really work, so ignore it. I then placed the rocks onto the wooden frame just to make sure I liked the placement of the colors and how everything was looking before I decided to hot glue everything down. So once I liked that, I started to hot glue and started to place the rocks down and get them as close to each other as they could possibly be to make it look like a more cohesive mosaic. I've never done a mosaic before, and I think that shows in this video. So at this point, I was not very happy with how it was looking so far, but I try to tell myself that, okay, this is just the ugly stage. Every art piece, whatever you're doing, usually has an ugly stage. So I'm gonna trust the process, I'm gonna see this through, and hopefully it fixes itself. By the time I was done hot gluing all of these rocks to the wooden frame, I did not like it, so I had an idea of maybe if I smash up some of the rocks to make smaller rocks and place them kind of around randomly just to make it look like waves, then like maybe that'll fix it. But like I was just way too hopeful. I think this was just turning out not how I anticipated, and I was starting to worry and I just didn't know what to do. And at this point I just started over. I didn't like it, so I decided to try again. I wanted to stick with the original concept. I still liked the idea that I had, but I wanted to change it up a little bit. So I removed all the rock and the hot glue took most of the paint with it, so I had to repaint the frame. But then I decided I was going to go for more of like a beach ocean overhead view, so you could see part of the beach and you can see part of the ocean, and I think that would look a little more cohesive and it would be a bit more obvious as to what you're looking at. So same idea, I started by painting the rocks. These rocks were different rocks. I found these ones at the dollar store of all places, and they were a little bit rougher than the other rocks, but the paint still applied really well. It still worked just fine. I was really nervous that I was going to run out of paint from these markers because I had just used so much paint in the first attempt that I was terrified that I was going to run out of paint for these rocks in the middle of me doing this second attempt. But I did not. I did not run out of paint at all, not even close. There was no point in which I felt the markers were running out of paint, which was kind of surprising considering that the markers are so small. I was really impressed that they held so much paint, and I was getting very excited because at this point I thought it was starting to look much more cohesive, a lot more like what I had seen in my head when I originally started this. The only thing I changed up a little bit, besides like the fact that there's a beach now, I wanted a little bit darker of a shade of blue, but this set did not come with anything darker than that navy blue-esque color. I combined black and the darkest blue that was in the set, and it created like those darker rocks that you see, and I was so happy with that. And it didn't even mess with the nibs at all. Like it didn't stain them in any way. They were totally fine afterwards, which was great because I was terrified that that was going to ruin the marker, but it didn't. So I'm kind of doing the same thing. I'm hot gluing the rocks, I'm putting them down, I'm having to move them out of the way, unfortunately, because if I kept rocks near the one that I was working on, when I would try to hot glue it down, it would just hot glue to the other rocks around it. So unfortunately I had to kind of mess with the placement a little bit than I originally had, but it all worked out. I still think that it turned out really good and it still looked like an ocean. For this being my first attempt at like a rock mosaic, I think it went pretty well. And I really like how these markers performed with this project. I have heard of rock painting before. I know this isn't necessarily what people think of when they hear of rock painting, but I wanted to give it a twist, and I'm glad I did because I didn't really know what to paint on a rock, and I think that this was much more my style, and I liked it so much more. These markers were just a great help to accomplish this. Anyways, I would like to talk about the markers a little bit. I was really happy with how they performed so far. I thought the color application to the rocks was incredible. It was extremely opaque. All of these rocks only have one coat of paint, which shocked me because I thought I would need to do multiple coats to get it to look so opaque, and I didn't have to, so that was awesome. The consistency applying the paint to the rocks was fantastic. The paint flowed very well. I didn't have any issues with paint like stopping and going. The nibs didn't get clogged. It was honestly just a great experience. Just a reminder that these were sent to me by Artistro, and while I am not sponsored, they did give me an affiliate link, which will be linked in my description with the coupon code. If you use that coupon code at checkout, you get 10% off your order. So, you know, you save a little money, and then I make a little money, and you don't have to pay anything extra, and you're supporting an artist. So that would be cool. But anyways, I think I've said all I wanted to say about these markers. In conclusion, they're great. Love them. Highly recommend. They're very comparable to Posca markers, if that says anything, and I think it does. So definitely check these out if you have the chance. They are really great markers, and I think that you can do a lot with them other than just rock painting. So I just want to thank Artistro again for sending me these wonderful markers. I love them, and thank you for working with me, and I really appreciate it. And I also want to thank you guys for watching and liking and subscribing, because if it weren't for you, I wouldn't be here. So thank you. I really appreciate you. But at this point, I think I'm just gonna leave it at that. So thank you again so much for liking, subscribing, and watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.